Good afternoon. Today's lecture is about different languages spoken in United States. The Modern Language Association has put together data on the number of speakers and locations of 30 most commonly spoken languages in the United States. Let me first explain how the information was gathered. The data came from US Census information in addition to the usual census questions about number of family members and age. People were asked about language. If a language other than English was spoken at home, if the answer was yes, then the person was asked to name the language. You might be surprised at how many different languages were reported. 300. Yes, 300 different languages are spoken in the United States. The Modern Language Association focuses on the 30 most common languages. Of course, English is the number one language, Spanish is the second most common, Chinese is third, and French is fourth. Now, the Modern Language Association has put this information all together in different ways. So, for example, if you look up a particular language, let's say Korean, and see how many speakers there are throughout the United States. There are almost 900,000 Korean speakers in the United States. Then you can see how that compares to the total number of speakers of language other than English. So, of the people who speak another language, 2% are Korean speakers. It's also possible to see how many Korean speakers there are in different areas. Two main areas of concentration are Southern California and Washington State. Now, another way you can look at the information is by starting to place the entire United States, state, country, or city. So, for example, look at the state of Texas. In Texas, English is spoken at home by just covers 68% of people. Of the people who speak another language, 86% speak Spanish, and it's only 1 to 2% for any of other languages. So Spanish is really the predominant language other than English in Texas. Now you can compare that information to other states. For example, looking at the states of New York, in New York, a little over 72% of people speak English at home. Of the speakers of other languages, 49% speak Spanish, and then 8% speak Chinese, and 6% speak Italian, and 4% speak Russian, and 4% speaks French. So you can see that there are a lot of Spanish speakers in New York, but there are also other languages spoken, more so than in Texas. Okay, so there are different ways to look at the data. Let's talk about possible ways this information could be used or why it's important. I'd like to open this up for discussions. Do you have any ideas? Yes, in the front row. I think this could be important for educational progress, for educational purposes. So people know what kinds of classes might be needed in the school and things like that. And I think it's also important to understand the cultural makeup of the United States. Yes, definitely. Anyone else? Isn't it also important to be aware of the possible language change? If one language is being used less or more over time? Yes, absolutely. Okay, we're out of time, but we're going to talk about language change next week. So we'll discuss this more then.